You are 2 centimeters long. Let that sink in for a second. 2 centimeters. The length of a fingernail. The width of a grape. And yet, from the moment you crack out of your egg in a shallow coastal reef somewhere in the Indo-Pacific, you already carry something no other creature your size has ever been given by nature. One claw is normal, small, functional, unremarkable. The other one is a monster. It is almost half the size of your entire body. It is dense, asymmetrical, and built for exactly one purpose. You do not know this yet. You are newly hatched, drifting as a tiny larva in the current, completely transparent, barely visible to the naked eye. The ocean around you is enormous. Everything wants to eat you. You have no armor, no venom, no speed, no camouflage worth speaking of. What you have is a claw you don't know how to use yet. That's enough. For the first weeks of your life, you drift. This is the larval stage, and it is the most dangerous window of your entire existence. You are plankton, literally. You float where the current takes you, feeding on microscopic particles, trying not to get eaten by anything with a mouth larger than a grain of rice. Fish larvae, jellyfish, filter feeders, everything in the water column is a potential ending for you right now. But the ocean is vast, and you are very, very small. Sometimes being invisible is its own kind of protection. Weeks pass. You settle. You find a crevice in a coral reef, somewhere dark and tight and just the right size for a body like yours. This is home. You will spend most of your life within a few square meters of this exact spot. You are not a wanderer. You are not a hunter that roams. You are an ambush predator who owns a piece of real estate and defends it like your life depends on it. Because it does. Now it is time to learn what that claw actually does. The claw is called a dactyl. It is spring-loaded. Inside the joint there is a latch mechanism. Think of it like a crossbow, cocked and waiting. When you release it, the upper part of the claw snaps shut against the lower part at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. Faster than the blink of an eye. Faster than most cameras can capture at standard frame rates. But the snap is not the weapon. The weapon is what happens next. When the claw closes that fast, it creates a cavitation bubble in the water. The pressure drop is so sudden and so violent that the water itself tears apart. A void forms, a pocket of near vacuum, and then it collapses. In the microsecond that bubble collapses, it releases a shockwave. It generates a flash of light, and it reaches temperatures of approximately 4,000 degrees Celsius. For context, the surface of the sun is about 5,500 degrees Celsius. You are a 2-centimeter shrimp, and you're producing temperatures that approach the surface of the sun inside your living room. The shockwave hits your prey before the claw even makes contact. The animal is stunned, paralyzed, sometimes killed outright, before you have even touched it. You're not punching things. You are detonating a miniature explosion at point-blank range, underwater, with a body part. This is your life now. You're fully grown at about 3 to 5 centimeters depending on your species. There are over 600 species of pistol shrimp, and yes, they all have the claw. Your body is built low to the ground, with multiple sets of walking legs that let you scuttle quickly across the reef floor. Your eyes are on stalks and they move independently, giving you a wide field of view without turning your head. Your antennae are long and sensitive, picking up vibrations through the water long before anything gets close enough to be a threat. Your territory is your world. You mark it, you patrol it, you defend it obsessively. When another pistol shrimp enters your zone, the confrontation is not subtle. Both of you raise your big claws. You fire warning shots, actual sonic blasts into the water between you, not aimed at each other, just loud enough to say back off. The water between two arguing pistol shrimps sounds to any hydrophone nearby, like a continuous crackling roar. You are a creature that communicates in explosions. If the warning shots don't work, you escalate. Claw against claw. The fight is fast, violent, and usually settled quickly because both of you know exactly what the other one is carrying. Most of the time, the smaller one leaves. Your hunting strategy is patience. You sit near the entrance of your burrow, antennae forward, waiting. A small fish drifts too close. A crab wanders into range. A shrimp smaller than you makes a wrong turn. You don't chase, you don't pursue, you wait until the target is at exactly the right distance, close enough that the shockwave hits before the animal can react, and then you fire. The snap is so loud that researchers studying coral reefs discovered their hydrophones were being overwhelmed by the collective noise of pistol shrimp colonies. An entire reef crackling constantly like a bonfire underwater. Scientists initially could not identify the source. They thought it was atmospheric interference. It took years to realize that the background noise of healthy coral reefs is, in large part, the sound of thousands of tiny shrimp firing their weapons all day long. You're not just an animal. You're ambient noise. Now, here's the part of your life that does not fit the profile of a lone assassin. Some pistol shrimp form partnerships. You find a goby, a small fish, maybe 3 times your length, that shares your burrow. The arrangement is simple and elegant. You are nearly blind in open water, relying on vibration and close-range sensing to understand your environment. The goby has excellent vision, but no shelter, no burrow, no protection. So you build the burrow and maintain it, digging constantly, keeping the entrance clear. The goby stands guard at the entrance. When the goby senses danger, it flicks its tail, a signal you feel through your antennae even when you're deep inside the burrow. You both retreat. When the threat passes, the goby returns to the entrance. You resume digging. This partnership has been running, species to species, for millions of years. It is one of the cleanest examples of mutualism in the ocean. Neither of you decided on this arrangement, neither of you thought it through. You simply found each other, and the math worked, and you stayed. You live alongside your goby for months. You learn the rhythm of its tail flicks. You calibrate your responses to the speed and intensity of the signal. A slow flick means something nearby. A fast, urgent flick means get inside. Now. You are two completely different animals reading each other's body language in the dark, and it works. The years pass in this way, firing, waiting, defending, digging. The reef around you is a city, and you're a permanent resident with a deed to your corner. Rivals come and go. The goby eventually disappears. You do not know where, and you find a new one, or you live alone for a while, and that works too, because the claw never stops working. Then one day something changes that the claw cannot fix. The water gets warmer. Slowly at first, then faster. The coral around your burrow begins to bleach, the white showing through as the algae that give it color die off. Bleached coral is not dead yet, but it is dying. The reef that was a city starts to feel like a ghost town. The small fish that used to drift past your entrance come less frequently. The crabs that used to wander through your territory are gone. You keep firing, you keep waiting, but the targets are not coming. Your claw can stun a fish. It cannot heat or cool an ocean. You retreat deeper into your burrow. You fire warning shots at nothing just to hear the sound, just to confirm you're still here. The snap echoes off the bleached coral and comes back to you as vibration through the water and through the walls of your burrow, which you have dug with your own body over years of slow, methodical work. You are still the most dangerous thing in a 2-centimeter radius, and the reef is still quiet. This is what it means to be born a pistol shrimp, the most explosive creature pound for pound that nature ever produced, owner of a weapon that creates temperatures approaching the sun, resident of a shrinking world that has no interest in how loud your claw is. You were built to win every fight you could reach. Nobody warned you about the ones you couldn't.